I am so excited to join you once again for Marriage Moments with life coach Robin May. Can we take a moment? I want to make sure that you are getting the full effect of our time together. If you haven't already, make sure you go to IBelieveInMarriage.com, click on Marriage Moments, and check out our previous videos, especially the one from this year as we're going through this powerful series called Relationship Reset, helping you revitalize and reboost your romance. Okay, so this month we are dealing with 3 more areas that's going to help you hit reset. Are you ready for the first tip for this month? Okay, here it is. This might be my favorite one. I want you to refocus on what really matters most. I want you to ask God to help you to see your spouse the way He sees your spouse. Many times when we go through life together, it's very difficult to see those amazing things about our spouse, to see the things that drew us to them in the first place. But I want you to push past that, and I want you to pray the powerful prayer, God, allow me to see him, or allow me to see her the way you do. See, when we see our spouse through God's eyes, we'll have a grace that we may not have had before. We'll have an understanding that we were missing, and we will have the love we need to push through. So I want you to refocus on what really matters most. All right, so that was the first one. I want you to refocus. Here's the next tip for this month. I want you to reconnect and establish the true intimacy that you need. Okay, so if you've checked out our previous videos, we've already talked about intimacy when it comes to sex. But we understand that intimacy is so much more than just the physical act. And many times, the physical act of sex is hindered because we haven't built our intimacy in other areas. I really want you to reconnect when it comes to your spiritual intimacy. I want you to reconnect with your friendship. I want you to reconnect even with your health. I want you to reconnect in every area of intimacy that you can. If your friendship has been hindered, I want you guys to reconnect in that area. Intimacy, again, is so much more than sex. It is us being intimate in our friendship, in our spiritual walk, even in our communication. So I want the two of you to reconnect in the intimacy that really matters most. All right, so I've encouraged you to reconnect. I've encouraged you to refocus. Now, I want you to take time and research a marriage mentor that you both can connect with. Now, there's a 2-part process of this. First of all, I want you to connect or research a marriage mentor that the two of you can connect face-to-face with. This is somebody that you actually have a relationship with. It could be an older couple at your church. If you have a relationship with your pastor and his wife or her husband, that could be a connection. But I want you to research a couple that the two of you can learn from, that can challenge you, a couple that can help the two of you grow. It's very important that you both have somebody that can speak into you and give you wisdom and insight where you need it. Now, here's the second part of that. While you're researching that mentor, I want you to find a book or maybe videos like this from somebody else that you can gain wisdom from. And I want the two of you to connect and to commit to going through that process together. So, for instance, you may find a book from a marriage mentor that you really both can learn from, and the two of you choose to read that book for the rest of this year. If you go to IBelieveInMarriage.com and click on resources, I'll have a link that lists different books that I suggest. But I want the two of you to research a marriage mentor that you both can connect with. All right, so before we go, let's revisit the tips that I gave. So number 1, I want you to refocus on what really matters most by asking God to allow you to see your spouse the way He does. The reason why this is so important is because sometimes we don't show grace to one another that we should show. And getting a shift in your perspective will help greatly. Okay, and the next point was to reconnect with the intimacy that matters most. Listen, I'm not diminishing the role of sex in your marriage. Again, go back and look at the other videos. But a lot of times we mess up sex because our intimacy in other areas hasn't been groomed. So that's why that's so important. And finally, again, you don't want to walk this journey alone. So I want you to find and research a mentor that can walk closely with the two of you, and then maybe a far off mentor, somebody that you may not know personally, but really speaks to your relationship needs and really commit to going through a process with your partner. All right, y'all, remember, check out our other videos. I am so excited to get to connect with you every month. Go to IBelieveInMarriage.com. Share this video with your family and friends. Listen, marriage works, but you gotta work it. Take care.